so glad to have you back on my Science Matcom office. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at generation of computers, how computers evolved from the first to the current generation. And so, we are going to learn so much about computers today as well. In our previous lesson, we looked at the computer and then the components of the computer. Today, we want to look at how computers came about from that time to this current age. Stay tuned with me and meet me at the other side as I share my screen with you and we accommodate the information that we have. Good luck. At the end, try to do the exercise and build yourself as a computer genius. Meet me at the other side. Let us learn together, making learning more fun and then easier. My science might come. I welcome you to the presentation, and we are looking at generation of computers. Generation of computers. When we talk about generation of computers, we are trying to look at how computers came about from the olden days up to the present. And so generation of computers is the evolution and advancement of computers from one to the other. So computers started from somewhere up to this time where we have so many computers around. We're going to look at how it started from the old time to this current age. Stay with me as I present to you the knowledge and then the information which you need. We have here mechanical calculators. So you'll be asking yourself, why is it starting with mechanical calculations? Okay, it is very, very simple. So in the early computing stage, the first computer that actually came into existence is the mechanical calculators, like the abacus and the slide rule. These were the first computers, and this gave the idea of digital computers because we had these mechanical calculators that could calculate, that can input numerals and can just add, subtract, divide, and multiply with ease. So based on this, then they got the idea that why don't we create a digital calculator that will help us in our daily activities. And so the idea of digital calculators came alive. So early computing devices like the abacus and the slide rule paved way for mechanical calculators such as Pascal's, Pascaline, and Leibniz step reckoner. So all these were the first calculators that came to being. And this laid the foundation, this laid the groundwork for digital revolution. So the digital revolution is the computers that we see now. And even these computers that we see now, it started from a computer which was created first before the current computers we are using. Let's go and look at the first computer that was made. So the first computer that was made used what we call the vacuum tubes. So the first generation computers, they used vacuum tubes. So these tubes were actually in the mid 20th century, and it marked the beginning of computing. Yeah. So the vacuum tubes were large, and because of its largeness, it made the computers very huge. And these glass encased electronic components functioned as amplifiers and switches. So their main function was to act as amplifiers and also to act as a switch, enabling manipulation of electrical signals in the early computing or in the early computers. Because of the vacuum tubes, these computers were very large They will say it was bulky, it was very large, and at times when you are using it, it becomes overheat because of the vacuum tubes. And not only that, it also had few downfalls as well, like it being expensive because it was the first to come. And buying it wasn't easy because it was very expensive because of its makeup. It was very, very expensive. And for that matter, few people had the chance to buy some and enjoy. And so these computers came in 1946 to 1959. Examples, we have the ENIAC, which is electronic numerical integrator and computer. We also have the NEVIC and then the UNIVIC. All those ones too are there. The UNIVIC 1. All those two are there. So this utilization of vacuum tubes in computer systems represented a paradigm shift, allowing for faster and more reliable electronic computation devices. Because these vacuum tubes were expensive a little bit and the computers were quite overheating whenever you are using them, and it was expensive, they had the idea to create a new computer, and this idea brought about the second generation computers. So the second generation computers also came in from 1959. So they also came from 1959. Then from the 1959, they came up to 1965. And these second generation computers use the transistor. So they used transistors. These transistors were made up of thousands of the vacuum tubes. So that the vacuum tubes were integrated into transistors. And transistors, we know they are semiconductors. And because they are semiconductors, these transistors paved way for smaller and faster, efficient computers. The first one was bulky, very large, and very heavy. But because they were integrated into the transistors, and transistors are very small in size, the computers at that time, the second generation, were smaller than the first generation. So they were smaller, faster, and then they were more efficient than the first generation computers. And not only that, these computers were also less expensive than the first one. It was less expensive. And because the transistors are semiconductors, it avoided the overheating in the first generation computers. The overheating. The second generation didn't overheat so much because of the semiconductor transistors in it. Also, this had its own shortcomings because the processing speed wasn't quite a match, and so they had to do a new computer. They had to create a new one which is more speed or more faster than the second generation, and this brought about the third generation computers. The third generation computers. So these computers also came in 1965 to 1971. Some books will say 1974. And then these computers used what we call the integrated circuits. Integrated circuits. Once again, the transistors were also combined in thousands. So thousands of the transistors were merged together to form a chip. And that chip became what we call the integrated circuits. And so the third generation computers use that particular chip, which is the circuits of integration, and then they use it in the computer manufacturing. This computer had increasing processing speed, so they had increasing in their processing power, and also ushering in the semiconductor era. So the semiconductor actually started with the transistors, but because these same transistors were joined together, merged together to give us the integrated chip, the semiconductor era became more vibrant than the second generation. So these computers were also smaller and less expensive than the second generation, and it had more speed and it was faster than the second generation computers. Still, mankind needed more. You see, in this life, Oliver Twist even asked for more. So, as much as we develop computers, we also seek for more advancement. For that reason, we had the chance to create or manufacture a new computer, which is called the PC or the fourth generation computers. Let us have a look at that one as well. So, we had the fourth generation computers, and the fourth generation computers came in from 1971, 1971 to 1980, and they used microprocessors. These fourth generation computers, unlike the third, second, they use microprocessors. And these microprocessors were made out of the integrated chip or integrated circuits. So several of the integrated circuits were once again merged together to give us the microprocessors. And this brought about the personal computer era where people will start saying, I have a PC, I have my PC. You get it? So the fourth generation brought about the personal computer era, and individuals started to purchase it from companies like Apple and IBM. And this brought a lot of other features like internet connectivity. Also, it had communication systems. Also, you have access to more information than the third. Again, it had this special graphical user interface where the computer is more user friendly. So the computer were more user friendly to humans because of the graphical interface. You can customize it with your name, with your password, and other things. You can use it at your own convenience. And in fact, it was a nice upcoming and it was a nice project made in those times. Apple and IBM did great job by producing more of these computers for individuals to purchase for their own computing purposes and administration purposes. It also brought about the automated systems and also operating systems, which now we have the Windows, we have the Linux, and the rest. All these operating systems were much developed during the fourth generation computers. Even though the third had some, but in the fourth generation computers, operating systems were developed and were more advanced. It also had a large storage capacity, unlike the third and the second. This time around, we had what we call the HDD, hard disk drive. So these hard disk drives were able to accommodate more information. So they had more storage. And even currently, we have some with 1 terabyte and the rest. Looking at that, we still need more. You get it? We still need more. So a next computer was created for us to also use it. And that brings us to so these are some features of the fourth generation. That's the graphical user interface, which I mentioned, more user friendly. It also had the internet age. So the internet age came to being, internet age, where you can communicate with your friends via the internet. We also had the mobile computing. You can even connect your WhatsApp to your laptop, your phone. When you use the fourth generation computers, you can do mobile computing. You can connect with other phones and the rest. And then we come to the fifth generation computers, the new age. So 1980 to present, as you can clearly see it here, 1980 to present. So this is the fifth generation computers, and they use artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence age is the use of systems to think, reason, and compute like humans, but they are not actually humans. So systems have been put in place to work like humans, to think like humans, to learn like humans, to pursue information like humans. And these systems are what we call artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, whatever thing a human being can do, these systems can also do it. May it be thinking, reasoning, computing, learning, making decisions, all those things can be done by the artificial intelligence. And so the fifth generation computers has given us what we call the artificial intelligence. So in recent advances, artificial intelligence have led to machines that can perceive, and these machines can learn. These machines can even reason like humans. AI, which we used to call it, have been the new trend. And nowadays, every company, every business is using it in its or a company to make it prosper because they can do more work and they can make their work more easier and faster. The fifth generation computers add more advanced features than the fourth generation and very compatible, very small, portable as well. They are very small in size. They have the fastest processing speed. They have large storage. They have more developed graphical user interface. They have more developed operating systems and so more. So these ones are better. So the computers, as and when they are being manufactured, they are being built upon the other one, and the new ones are more efficient than the olden ones, as we know. Let's look at some few things that has come to stay. Now we have what we call the quantum computing. The quantum computing. This has been the new computer system. So apart from the fifth generation computers, we have the new computer age. So the new computer that has been created is what we call the quantum computing. So these computing devices work under the principles of mechanics. So they work under the quantum mechanics principles. So we have the quantum mechanic principles. And these principles works with both AI and then parallel processing. So these mechanical principles, they also work with two things. Those things, we have the parallel processing hardware, and they also use artificial intelligence. So the parallel processing deals with computing two things at the same time. So they can work multiple tasks simultaneously. So these devices can do multiple tasks simultaneously, unlike the classical computers. That's the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth generation computers. They are called classical computers. We have the quantum computer. It is a new thing altogether because this computer can function more efficiently and efficacy than the five generation computers because of their parallel in nature. They can process information concurrently and simultaneously multiple times. And apart from that, they also have the AI features. So quantum computing, leveraging quantum mechanics principles, promises exponentially faster computation speeds. Even though these computers are still in its upcomings, they are still manufacturing it in a more convenient way. It has its shortcomings. Even though it has better things for us, it has its shortcomings as well. So this is a new generation computer, a quantum computing. Let's look at some fears of studies about computers. You see, we always say that good things come, but it comes with challenges as well. Everything that is too sweet, also there's a bitter part of it. Even though computers have come to stay, they've come to leverage us, they've come to help us in many ways. We also need to fear the future because there are some few things that these computers can also bring. So some fears or limitations of computers taking control. That's the fear of man, that computers will take control. And we should really, really think about these things because computers have come to stay. And as it has come to stay, we need to also know how we can stay with it without getting hurt. And so one of them is the cyber security challenges. Cyber security challenges. Have you ever thought of you being hacked by someone in your own room? People are watching you, what you are doing because of cyber security challenges. And so we need to take note of these things to help us to stay safe as and when we use the computer. Anytime you turn on your internet, you should know that someone somewhere is watching you. You don't know the person. And so you need to make sure you have a security that is protecting you. And so cybersecurity come to play here. And there are some few challenges which we need to adjust to it to help us all. And so through communication, work, and access to information, people can take your information and then fraud you. People can take your information and then do something different with you, which you wouldn't like. That's why we need to stay safe out there as we use the computer. You use the computer well, use it with wisdom, and everything will be fine with you. Let's also look at other challenges that we are looking at. We have ethical considerations. Ethical consideration. So the more we bring in computers, a time is coming whereby the work of man will be given to computers to do. And that is one thing we are to be afraid of, one thing we are to fear most. So we need to be ethically concerned about the computers we are using. Even though it has come to stay, it has come to help us, we need to combine it with some few things that will help it stay forever. So the widespread adoption of computers raises important ethical considerations such as data privacy, also algorithmic bias, and then the impact of automation on jobs. Now it has become automatic. Automatic. You are aware. Automatic. Being automatic, you need to also learn the manual aspect of it. So balancing technological advancement with ethical principles is essential for creating a more equitable and inclusive society. As we bring in computers, we are also to consider the privacy of man around, and everything will be fine as we use the computers. Now, the future prospects. The future prospects. Looking ahead, the future of computing holds limitless possibilities with advancement in areas like quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and biocomputing shaping our world. Embracing innovation while addressing challenges will define the trajectory of computing in the years to come. As individuals and as people who are diving into computers from all levels, we are to know that computers have come to stay. And as it has come to stay, we as individuals are supposed to learn how to stay with them. And learning how to stay with them, we need to understand all the pros and cons of it, how best we can use it, how best we can improve on it, and how best we can use it safely and soundly. And if we are able to do that, the future prospect being mentioned here will come to pass. We need to embrace the opportunities we've been given to hold a computer and to use it in a more convenient way for our society, for our education, and for purposes which are worthwhile. Good luck in your advances as you study computing with us. And I believe that as we learn day in and day out, you're going to gather much information to build yourself not only for exams but also for personal usage as well. At the end of the presentation, there's an exercise for you to do. Try your best to assess yourself. Show it to your mom, your dad, or your teacher close to you and let them help you out to pass through successfully. See you next time as we dive into science learning, mathematics learning, and computing learning. My site Matcom office, we are making learning of science, maths, and computing more easier and then faster. Good luck to all your endeavors. Thank you so much for being with us.